What's up, my YouTube family? Sergeant Greybeard with the Gaming Brigade, back with another Outriders video. And as all of you know by now, last Tuesday, Outriders launched Endgame 2.0, New Horizon, whatever you'd like to call it. Therefore, today I wanted to take some time and go over your feedback as well as a few reasons why I think you should be definitely jumping back into the game. Now, if you happen to be new here, first of all, welcome. Secondly, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. We would love for you to be a part of our gaming family. And if you enjoyed this or found it helpful at all, do me a favor, my friends, hit that like button. It really does help us out. So like many of you out there, I was really disappointed with the way Outriders launched. I bought into the hype. I was really excited to play the game, and I was bummed out because, I was enjoying certain aspects. I liked the gameplay, I was enjoying the story, I liked certain parts of the mechanics, but for me, it was the constant crashing that really did me in. Not only that, but a good portion of the community was dealing with that whole inventory wipe thing that happened to my character, and it was just a combination of everything. At least it was for me. I can vouch for myself, where it was the crashing, the inventory, and the constant bugs and glitches that just really caused me to walk away. Now, I know the game has made some improvements over the last 5 months, but it didn't really seem significant enough to really even have me thinking about coming back to the game. And then last week, they talked about the Outriders broadcast. Obviously, I tuned in on Monday, and my friends, I'm glad I did, because now, in my opinion, this is the game we all hoped it would be when it launched. So there happen to be a few things I want to mention as I start off. First of all, I have no affiliation with Outriders. I'm not an Outriders ambassador, nothing whatsoever. I am a consumer like many of you. I paid for the game. So for me, I'm just giving you my opinion on the changes I see that have caused me to really give this game a second chance. I also want to make sure I mention, my friends, your feedback at this channel is incredibly important. So let me know what's going on in your gameplay. Have you seen changes? Are you enjoying it? That to me is the most important aspect of this channel. So let me know what's going on in your game. With that being said, I'd now like to get into talking about some of the improvements I've seen firsthand since New Horizon came out. And I want to start off by talking about the connection issues I was referencing a moment ago. And for me, before the patch, I would say 70% of the time at least, when I would try to join a group, it just wouldn't work. Now for me, one of two things would happen. Either A, they say they find me a group because I use matchmaking and I'm in a group, or it says they found me a group. Do I want to join? I say, yes, I do. And I press A, and then it says, we're loading you into the group, and then I get kicked back to the lobby. Or the other thing was that it would say, we're trying to find you a group, trying to find a group. Oops, sorry, couldn't find one. Do you want to try again? And I'd say, yes, of course I want to try again. Why wouldn't I want to try again? And I would keep trying over and over, and just nothing would happen. And at one point, you just throw your hands up and just go, you know what? I just cannot deal with this anymore. Not only that, but the other thing I was experiencing when I finally did join a group is I'd wind up joining a group that was just at base camp. The leader was sitting there doing nothing, like nothing at all. It'd be 5 minutes, 6 minutes, nothing was happening. And then at one point, they realized that, oh, there's someone in my group. I didn't even know someone was in my group. They didn't realize they actually had matchmaking turned on. Then you wind up getting kicked out. Or again, you wind up just sitting there waiting for an expedition to start. And again, it was just, there were so many different things that just really, for me, made it unplayable. However, having said that, since this new patch came out, I've done 50 expeditions. Out of those 50, 47 of them have been successful in regards to using matchmaking, joining a group, and the majority of those, I haven't even gone to a base camp. I've just been thrown right into the expedition itself. And not only that, I haven't had a single problem with actually staying connected to a group. Now, I know in the upper right-hand corner, you can see that little, symbol right there that says it's a weak connection. Even if that's there, like I said, before I'd have an issue with, it would say, trying to connect you with the squad leader or whatever it is. Now that is no longer an issue for me. Which, by the way, was the most frustrating thing. There were so many times where I'd be like at the end of the expedition, just about to open the pod, and it would say trying to connect you or reconnect you to the leader, whatever it was. So again, all of those issues were there before, and for me, they have not been present since. And thankfully, for many of you out there, I'm hearing the exact same thing. I'm hearing that you're finally able to join a group consistently. You weren't able to get through certain CTs before, and now you can jump in, join a group on CT 13, 14, 15. And as we move on, my friends, please let me know what you think of these changes. Do you see them? Let me know what's going on with your gameplay. Next, my friends, I want to talk about legendaries when it comes to expeditions. And I've heard from a lot of you out there, as did the game, there are times where you would run an expedition, CT15, no legendaries whatsoever. Now, for me, that was also the case. Like, it was really frustrating, especially when we had the time limit. You race to get through the whole thing by the gold standard, whatever it was. You get there, no legendaries, you kind of feel like you wasted your time. In case you didn't know at this point, my friends, there are no longer any time limits on expeditions whatsoever, which really makes the gameplay more enjoyable. And not only that, and again, this is from my experience, please let me know what's going on with your experience down below. I would say 95% of the time, each time I've run an expedition, let's say CT12 or higher, I've gotten a legendary on each run. Which now brings me to an issue that still seems to be a little bit of a problem, and that's getting the same legendaries over and over. Now, the game did implement a system where there shouldn't be, too many duplicates. It seems to happen here and there, but it is definitely improved from where it was before. Moving on to another great addition to the game, we have Thiagos Store. And look, I can tell you right now, like the Death Shield, I was trying to get that shotgun forever. I never could. And now with this change to Thiagos Store, pretty much anything is available. You can see here you now have the option of re-rolling the inventory anytime you want. Now, it is expensive to do so. However, it gives you the opportunity, for instance, like I said a second ago, I was trying to get the Death Shield. Now that I have it, I can completely design a new build around it, which again changes your gameplay, which in my opinion is a great improvement. One thing I want to point out really quick before we move on is you can see I ran out of drop pod resources, so I can't actually buy anything that was re-rolled. However, there is no time limit on the Elite Shop. So these items that I see right here, they will stay exactly the same until I re-roll it. So again, there is no rush to buy the items. Next, let's talk about the Transmog System in the game, and for me, this is just an added bonus. I know a lot of people were asking for this from the get-go. My main concern had to do with obviously the quality of life issues, the gameplay, the crashing, things like that, but this is something I definitely enjoy. One of the best things about this system is the fact that as soon as you pick up an item and it goes into your backpack, it is immediately added to your catalog. You don't need to do anything else. So again, for a lot of players that were asking, it seems to be a pretty generous system. And as I start to wrap this video up, I want to mention a few more things really quick. First of all, the only real issue I was hearing in the community after the patch came out was the whole dead zone issue with people's controllers where their characters were moving on their own. Now that should have been fixed by now. However, if you are still having any issue, please let me know in the comment section down below. The other thing I want to mention really quick, and this is from feedback I've seen online, things you've told me here at the channel, the community really seems to be split 50-50, where half of the people, are willing to try the game again, the other half are like, I want nothing to do with it until there's actually proof that A, these changes are really, working, and B, there's going to be some new content. Now, we were just given 4 new expeditions, which I have absolutely thoroughly enjoyed. I'm having a lot of fun with them, and we were told that we're getting an expansion at one point next year. But putting that aside, and again, I'm speaking for myself, and I think it's for a lot of people out there, because the game got such a rocky launch. First of all, there were a lot of people who were going to play who decided not to, because the reality is once this thing launched, it was the trajectory was straight down. And the other thing is that for those of us that did play, we played for like a month or so, and that got just burnt out because it wasn't working. So for a lot of people, even though this is older content, quote unquote, it still feels new because we can actually get through it. And trust me, my friends, I understand and respect those of you who are thinking to yourselves, that's it, I'm done, I got burnt, the game wasn't ready when it launched, why did they launch it? Now it's the game we wanted, but why wasn't it that way before? Look, I get that, I understand, but from where I'm sitting, I'm happy that they actually made the changes, and so far, I'm really enjoying it. Some of you have reached out to the channel asking me if I'm going to continue to make content for this game, and it really all depends, on everything that happens. I want to make sure it's still stable, which it seems to be so far. Again, it's been 4 days. I would like to give it a little more time. I want to hear from you, my community. So again, let me know what you think of the changes in the game and if you're actually enjoying it. To be honest with you, I'm really enjoying the game and I'd love to continue to make videos for it. But for me, because of what we've gone through before with the game, I want to make sure, like I said, these things are actually here to stay. We don't wind up with a whole hot mess a week from now. So again, I want to give it more time and hopefully we will continue to see all these positive changes. They'll keep moving forward. I mean, I want to make farming videos, build videos, things like that. I put up, a video about 2 of the hidden rooms the other day. I'll leave a link to it in the description down below, but again, as long as things are moving in this direction, I am totally for it. With all that being said, my friends, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your continued support of this channel. Most of you know by now that one of my main goals here is to try to help gamers out in any way I can, so if you're dealing with any other issues in the game that weren't mentioned in the video, please let me know and I will try to get back to you as quick as I can. As I mentioned at the beginning of this thing, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. We would love for you to be a part of what we're doing. If you enjoyed this, do me a favor, hit that like button. It does help us out, but most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.